And welcome back to Port Macquarie Regional Stadium, a battle of the West here in the Men's Open Division. The Penrith Panthers with first use of the ball up against the Parramatta Eels in the gold and blue uniform. I'm joined in commentary here by Tim Robinson, the East Men's 30s player and also the coach of the Wollongong Girls B Division side. We'll come to Tim in just a moment. And also joining me in commentary is Mark Herndon, part of the New South Wales Touch Football Board. And Tim, a very good afternoon to you.
Yeah, afternoon. Isn't it good to be back playing some touch up here in Port Macquarie? Really missed last year. It's been a long 2 years away from the game, and so far so good. It's been such a well-run tournament. It's exciting to be here. And
the first time since 2019 as well where we can actually have fans in the stands too, which is very exciting. And Mark, as a board member, I'm sure you'd be very excited about that yourself.
100%. It's. I was looking out on the stadium earlier, and it's just every seat's taken, particularly under shade. So it's nice to see the sun out. It's great to be back in Port, and it's great to have the crowds with us.
So here come the Penny Panthers on the charge now away from their own end. Working there through Angles Cork. Ball back on to the middle now. As pressure comes up from the inside there from Parramatta, but good meters on display here from the Panthers. They keep charging forward. At pace now through the likes of Klein. Klein driving forward hard of the line. Opening here. Oh, great little pop pass right at the death. And first try of the match comes the way of Penrith in the battle for the West.
Yeah, Ethan Klein. Straight over the line to open it up for Penrith. Very good players, some great quality players out there, isn't there, to watch in this Premier League division. We just saw a cracker of a game then between Central Coast and Doyleson, and this is going to be even better. Two of the big names of men's touch.
Well, just the speed into the line there from Penrith. I mean, Parramatta really had no answer, and they'll need to defend a bit better than that.
So Parramatta will get a chance now to strike back, though, with Simbolan out there now for them. Of course, Marshall King in the 17, one of the men to watch here across the entire tournament. Here he is in now at acting half. Quick ball away to Harrington. Harrington back to Marshall. Harrington once more drops it off. I'll just try and open up the play here through Osborne. Looking to work for that penalty and getting those players up off the line. Marshall off the left foot. Oh, dangerous as always. Good touch made, though, from Klein, who's been heavily involved so far. Back to Marshall now. Simbolan looks to work for the strike dump. Marshall threatens to go long. Ultimately, no release in the end. And the touch comes in from the Panthers.
They're setting up for a couple of Cindy plays there. The middle link and getting the far middle to sweep. Didn't quite come off the para, but watch out for it. They keep that link high there, Penrith.
So Penrith now with ball in hand and working up towards the halfway line. A good run here from Moylan. They keep driving forward. Very nice drive too. Picks up plenty of meterage. Angles Cork. Shifting back through the middle. And then finding Nick Good. Here's Angles Cork again. Slowing things down for Ashby. Ashby wraps around once more. Ashby over the top. Good width about the play and getting to ground very quickly there is Chloe. But Ashby, how about that for a ball? It's about 20 metres spiraled from right to left. And it's pinpoint.
TJ, very sharp player, isn't he? Really, really young. One of the big ones for the future, TJ. He's had a couple of men's open origins under his belt now as well. He was outstanding. Even though New South Wales lost that series against Queensland this year, he's very good for the Blues. And he sets up the first try for the Panthers, or second try for the Panthers.
So Liam Simbolan out there now in the blue cap, and he takes this run. So a bit of work to do for Parramatta. Already down by 2. Simbolan has to backtrack. Now for Zammit. And here for Hickey. Hickey drops it off right on that 7-metre mark. Hickey trying to get away from them with his pace. Oh, feigned to pop the flick pass. Eventually it came out. Didn't quite find its mark, though, and I'm sure Dean Russell will have some choice words about that. There's one thing that really grinds his gears. It's a flick pass that doesn't find the hands. Now 15 shy now of the halfway mark. Up come Penrith with plenty of momentum about this set so far. Here is Good. Once more, hopping in and acting half. Good. Great little right step here. And now looking for some kind of support. Well tracked, though, in defence from the entire Parramatta outfit.
Just on Dean Russell on flick passes, I remember playing with him, and he used to throw flick passes, so he's certainly not practising what he preached.
Oh, this is projecting to the nth degree from Dean Russell. Those, of course, what is the phrase? It's don't throw stones if you live in glass houses. And apparently,
yeah,
Dean was born in a greenery.
He smashed a few windows.
Up to halfway we come. Picked up there from Mansour, who's got oodles of pace, which was on display yesterday. So if he gets clear, keep a good watch out on him. Simbolan. Now look to get the extra set here. They do so.
Yeah, just clipped Goody's arm there. So reset from Parra. See how sharp they can get the line. Kai Simbolan will be running the show out there. Geordie Marshall hiding in the link as well.
The Nung. An option short here, but Simbolan so far not using him. He wants the extra set now. But Good is indeed stepping up to meet him. Finally, they get the touch. Simbolan from a long way out. Oh, great dive there from Liam Simbolan. Good is arguing the point, but it's been cleared here. Try time for the Eels.
Yeah, I thought the 27 for Penrith there was onside and came through and made the touch, but the referee was a lot closer than me and he's given it. So we're back at 2-1. Game on.
It's around about 6 minutes of play has transpired so far. It's been done so at a frenetic pace, end-to-end footy. As Angles Cork, who, for me, I know he's wearing boots, but it looks like he's barefoot out there. Here is Angles Cork once more, straightening things up. Angles Cork feigns for the pop pass and then floats a little sinker over the top. Into the hands of Klein, who's already crossed a stripe once so far. Come out to the right-hand side now. Marley Simbolan was trying to move the touch away. Oh, great work here from Mansour, who picks it off now. Had he managed to straighten up nice and quick? I don't think anyone would have caught him. He's very quick. Harrington charges forward, ducks the head in the process too. Marshall, great ball. Supplying out wide here for Bissett to try and use his pace. Well shut down, though, from the Panthers' defence. 6.5 gone. Zammit to the middle. Now it's with Hickey. Hickey, great strike dump there. They keep rolling forward. Marshall's an option back through the middle, but they tracked well in defence. And another set to play with here. You're not too happy about that one, Robbo.
Oh, no, it was just a bit of a coach killer, that. I don't think he really needed to give him that hard shove. He was already a little bit off balance. So a nice, neat touch there. They would have done well defending what was a 7-touch set after the intercept. So a bit of a coach killer on the last there and gives Parra another chance.
So Zammit met with a heavy touch there, but nothing forceful about it. They come up once more here, the Penrith side. Oh, Marshall just trying to squeeze his way through a couple of defenders. Klein was there, and also well watched on the inside from Leaney. Marshall slowing things down. Back to Hickey on that 7-metre mark. Marshall, tried to go for the long cutout ball, but played it there, I think, from Leaney it was.
Just got his hands in there on the pass. 6 more.
So back to that 7-metre mark, and two of the Simbolan boys back out there, so all of them except for Marley at the moment with the long hair. Short pass, and here is one of the Simbolans. This time it's Liam who gets down very low and gets a try. So both Kai and Liam are on the board now.
Flynn Angles Cork, they're getting caught a little bit too high there at link, so it was a nice punish play they call. Splitting short side on the link and getting at the line.
But he was fast. He executed really well, and the defender looked in trouble a long way from home.
And boys, you might even say his angles were a bit corked on that occasion. Through the middle they come now. Through Robinson. Here is Liam Robinson, not to be confused with Tim up in the booth here with us. Here's Liam once more. An option back through the middle. Oh, geez, they just held off on him for a moment there, Osborne, which nearly provided an opportunity for Robinson.
I haven't corked anyone's ankles for a long time.
Don't worry, I never have. It's one better than me. That ball goes well over the sideline. So around about 9 minutes of play has passed so far. And we've got a level ball game here. Both sides throwing plenty at each other. Yet to see the kitchen sink be thrown into the mix, though. Nung with a big dummy. Comes to the sideline as they look to get those reinforcements onto the field. Marley Simbolan is one of them. Up towards halfway he comes. Good pace about the play here from Harrington. Throws it wide now for Bissett. Drops it down. Last play here. Nothing really doing at the moment for Wynyard, who tries to work something. The flick pass comes out. And then the long ball straight into the waiting arms of Maya Soteropoulos. Back here to Ruetti. Quick hands as they look to get the fresh players on the field there. Liam Robinson with a nice little strike dump in his own half.
Yeah, it's a late one there. I saw that too. Looked forward, pass off the ruck, late call there, and Tony Calabria's pulled it up in the middle. So need a little bit more depth there, Penrith, on their ruck. Well refereed. It was a tough one to pick up.
And Mike, we haven't seen too many openings so far in the Penrith defence, but where can it come from through Parramatta? Is Marshall the likely customer?
Yeah. You can go, Hendo.
Sorry, I'd say you're right. And it's great field position here off that penalty. Let's see what Parramatta can come up with.
Marshall's dangerous. Kai Simbolan as well as a man. We saw him set that first try, or score the first try. Super dangerous.
Marshall just seeing that left to right pass there, looking for Wynyard, and whilst he did juggle it, there was a touch mid-flight on the player himself, so that's why that one was called. No opening there as we've now gone through the first third of this match, of course. 30-minute matches here at the New South Wales State Cup for 2022. No half-time break. The sides changing directions after a try has been scored. Both sides have been pretty firm in defence the last 5 or 6 minutes. So the Panthers now applying the pressure to the Parramatta line. Long ball here. Bissett does a good job to track across field. Oh, how about that for a dive into the corner?
Touch. Good touch.
And they've just got him in time. That would have been one of the best finishes of the tournament so far from Cameron Chloe. Still not done with yet, though, the job for Parramatta. Now the last play here for Penrith. Popping the ball over the top. Angles cork. Not a bad floater, but once more, very well tracked from Bissett, who's had a massive game in defence so far.
That was outstanding. He did a really, really good job there on the wing. Penrith could have been a freakish try in the end, but really good winging there from Parramatta.
Zamet charges upfield. Was questioning whether that should have been another set for his side. Simbolan leaves it behind, and in fact, he's left it behind in the worst possible way. Change over here for the Panthers.
A couple of questions there from Kai. I think just slow the play down a little bit. Make sure we're all set.
I'm not sure if any of them were legitimate questions. I think that very much was gamesmanship. Referees were on the spot. I think they got that one 100% right. Nobody in an acting half, and Simbolan wanted to come in and pick it up himself. Once more arguing the point. Maybe he's just in a mood of, as Mark Tipper would say it, enthusiastic debate.
It's always nice to ask them what they had for dinner last night, where they might be going tonight.
I'm looking for a crab burger from the Lord Street Fish Shop. It's very, very good.
Wow.
So Panthers turn it over here. It's Parramatta. Get a chance to work it away from their own end. Just over 12 and a half gone. They head well away from their subs box here, which is an interesting move. You don't see it too often during these rucking subsets.
That's a credit to Penrith because they were flushing the Parramatta sub box early. We saw the earlier mistake.
Simbolan now deep into enemy territory. A lot of width about the play, but well marked up from the Penrith wing there on that occasion, Mark.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll be interested to see how Penrith go up the park. They seem to have been moving up the park really well. Parramatta almost submitting sometimes as they go over halfway. So certainly gives Penrith the opportunity to create something. Parramatta now coming out of the line, trying to put some pressure on. Great
roll ball there from Nick Gould, which allows the momentum to continue. Here he is now getting underneath the arms of Marley Simbolan. Couple of dummies coming out here as well from Horatio Edwards. Short pass here. Good. Oh, it's not a great ball, though, to Edwards on this occasion. That might have been an opportunity gone begging there for the Panthers. It was building nicely. So Parramatta work it away from their own end now. Marley Simbolan up towards halfway as Marshall joins the action. Gets the big left to right spiral working. In an acting half now as Liam Simbolan goes on the charge. Marshall back to the middle. Chatton drops it off. Marshall again. Oh, he's fired that one. Ripped it. But just a little bit behind his link player.
Probably now looking to get that link a little bit more passive, I think, Geordie Marshall. He's firing that ball really well. I think if that link's a little bit deeper in that passive position, that's the money ball.
We might well go back to that point there. It's Penrith once more on the charge here. Last play. Angles cork with pace. Nearly got all the way through, but well tracked from Chatton.
Yeah, much better defensive effort from there, Parramatta, putting pressure on Penrith as they're coming up the park, and were able to keep them away from the line for that strike play on the last.
So Zamet works nicely through the middle here, straightening things up and then linking with his outside men so they can get fresh players back on the pitch. Hickey, good pace about his players. Bissett also comes in off the wing for a bit of work. Nung, at pace himself, turns it back here to Kai Simbolan. Already one try to his name. So too for brother Liam. Simbolan with the one-handed pass and then popped back from Nung. Last play now. Nung goes to the open right. Nobody there in support at this point. Can't find the touch. Oh, geez, nearly got there. He actually did get it to ground, but just shy of the try line there for Wynyard.
don't know if it's a case if he was short or if he just didn't regather the ball. We know you've got to catch the ball, then place it down to score that try. The hands came down at the same time, so even if it was on the line, it wouldn't count. Great effort, though.
Certainly enterprising play from the Blue and Golds as they really put on the afterburners here and find a passage all the way through. Way too much pace there from Jake Greach.
That was just raw speed on a tired defender. And nice try to Penrith. 3-2 the score.
Fast feet, wasn't it?
Extremely fast feet. And, so aerodynamic, you might even think he's wearing Budgie Smugglers, who, of course, are our Finals Day sponsor here. Budgie Smuggler Finals Day. Don't miss a moment of it. Day 3 of the action, of course, today is crucial to figure out who will actually be taking part in that final day's play. Here is Marshall coming at the line hard and fast. In fact, there might even be Simbolan out there, is it? No, it is Marshall.
Marshall, yeah.
So Osborne now waits at acting half. Simbolan in the middle of the pitch. Osborne, the lighthouse himself. Simbolan slowing things down. Inviting Ruetti to come in. Pop pass over the top. Marshall bats it on. Knew what he was trying to do, but the pressure was really good jamming in off the wing.
I don't know if the sinker pass there was the option. I think if he had just ripped that from that rooster, there was a lot of space between the link and the winger.
So as it stands, Penrith still with the advantage here off the back of that Jake Greach try. Towards the sideline they come with reinforcements arriving. And a good width about their play here too as they go through Maya Soteropoulos. Now out of acting half comes Robinson. Robinson very quick. Burns Simbolan looking for support. Links up. It's a beautiful piece of play from the Panthers.
Well, that looked like tippy-toe along that dead ball line. The referee was there.
I don't think they're going to award this. They're pulling it back. So Nick Good is arguing the point with Marshall. And they have indeed called it back here. So not sure 100% what's transpired.
Tony Calabria's blown the late pass. Touch and pass. There you go. He finally gave the sign.
Well, very interesting. Touch pass there. It's an extremely late call. Harrington works it here for Parramatta. That could be crucial for the Eels' chances moving forward. We haven't seen a big margin produced since the early stages, of course, when Parramatta led 2-0. Here they come now through Chatton. Chatton trying to link up with Wynyard. Quick hands. Still alive here. Was it touched in flight? Yes, it was. Another set to play with, and Good is not happy about it.
It's a really good defensive set from Penrith there. They put them under a lot of pressure, and then they had a crack on the last, and they were lucky to get another 6 to go. Now they've got the field position.
So Zammit feigns the touch. Goes back towards Chatton. Liam Simbolan doing likewise, and finally they work the penalty. They've got to be careful here, of course. 3 will result in someone being sat down. Chatton once more happy to tease the defensive line. Zammit opens it up on the grandstand side of the field. Zammit, pops the pass. Chatton for the corner. In flight. Was he touched in flight, though? Yes, the referee says that Liam Robinson did enough.
Outstanding defence from the link there. He stayed on his man as he ran to the corner.
Quick roll ball here. Back to the middle. Wynyard, however, is marked up nicely there from Good. So 7 metres is where they play it from. This match going along very quickly, just over 11 minutes remaining. 3-2 Penrith lead. Parramatta are asking plenty of questions, though. The big sinker pass from Marshall and the tap on. It's all backwards. It's all beautiful. It's all blue and gold.
Lovely sinker pass, Kai Simbolan. Isn't that something new to the game? And it's amazing what some of these guys can come up with, and it's something that every team now has taken on board, this sinker pass. Just flicking it over the top. You think you're doing a really good job getting into the channel, and all of a sudden this ball just pops over your head and drops in. Very skillful.
Oh, Nung gets away with one there. Mark, I'm with you. I thought he'd certainly come in with some forceful contact and playing at the ball.
Yeah, sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. Disappointing, but anyway, let's see what Parra can do with it.
Just over 10 minutes remaining here. A crucial period for both sides now. Next try scorer could be all important as we come into the final third of this match. Nung, who has managed to produce possession for his side with that touch.
Simulator.
Big ball over the top. Osborne comes out with the flick pass as well, looking for Horro on the wraparound. 10 to go. Penrith driving out of their own end now. Really good contest, this one. Neither side giving an inch. Angles Cork with a lovely roll ball. Allows them to continue that flow upfield. And Parramatta happy to backtrack all the way to their 7 metre mark here. And now they'll slow things down, Penrith, in like kind. Greach is out there too for them. They pop a pass over the top. Beautiful ball supplied, and then following back through the middle is McKenna in that link position, and he gets to ground in time.
And both teams have threatened with that accumulator play so far this game. That's the first one that's come off, but lovely long, high looping pass to the winger then. It gives them time just to bump it back to your link on the inside.
But again, Penrith did really well just recycling the ball as they're heading down the field, and Parramatta were on the retreat, and Penrith came into the line full of speed.
So Liam Simbolan, one of the try scorers so far for Parramatta, and they need another one here as Marley is also out there. Marshall over the top. Well read in defence there from Peacock. Comes back to Jordan Marshall. Plays it just shy of that 7 metre mark. Chatton threatened to link up with Simbolan, but they didn't fall for any of the dummies there and just kept the space in between the two players. That one is a very loose possession. Yes, referee says wasn't anything in there, but I think they might have had 2 in a row now where they've got a bit lucky here, Parramatta.
Benny Moylan's been involved in both there for Penrith in those drop balls, so he won't be too happy with that.
Marshall, short side raid here, goes it for himself. However, Greach is on the spot. The touch is affected. So Marshall back to that 7 metre mark. Bissett, Marshall, and now Simbolan. Zammit slowing things down. Toying with the defensive line. Out to Liam Simbolan now. Eventually the touch comes. They can't work the strike dump there, so that's not what they were after. Kai Simbolan. Zammit. Marshall wraps around. Changes the angle. They read it nicely though, Penrith. Just under 8 minutes to go. Touch comes up. This is the last now. Simbolan floating it once more. He's done it again. A beautiful pass over the top from Kai Simbolan. Straight into the waiting arms of his brother. And Liam's got a double. However, they've called this one back, I think, for a forward pass.
It was a replica, wasn't it? Nice counties play, Kai. Sinker pass over the top, but yeah, just didn't get the execution right on that one.
So just over 7 minutes remaining, and they are threatening each and every time they come down here, Parramatta, but on that occasion, they just didn't quite get it right. Robinson to Good, who drives forward. Great roll ball. He's probably one of the best in the game at getting those strike dumps is Nick Good.
Good defence from Parramatta there. Penrith came in hard, but they held their line, and now they've got to get up the park.
Good pressure jamming into there from Horatio Edwards. Edwards once more making the touch. Harrington now at pace. Wynyard picks up good meterage here. Bissett chimes into the attack. Rolls it here for Simbolan. Nung back out there. Last play now for the Eels. Oh, great footwork here from Hickey. Hickey looking to leave his mark quite literally this time around. He does find Nung, and 4 tries apiece. We are back level again, gents.
Edwards did everything right there in defence. Everything right. Just got turned around in that last minute and missed that touch.
Well, they've called this one back too. So let's have a little look here on the delayed vision, which is acting as a replay for us. I'm not sure what they've called there. Maybe even touch pass potentially. Looks to be the ruling from what I can see on the replay, and I'm not sure where they've come up with that one from. And to make matters worse, there was also a bit of chat back.
There we go. 7 on the field here, I think.
There's all sorts of stuff happening at the moment here with our officials.
They're definitely in the game.
Not sure who they're favouring, though, at this point. That's the real question. Marshall's out there, as is Simbolan and Wynyard. So a couple of the big guns on deck as Kai threatens to link up with his middles. Marshall drops it off. Wynyard wrapping around. Here he comes. Wynyard stops on a dime. Oh, great pressure jamming in from the link position. Simbolan, quick hands. Or Chatton couldn't get it away. He did well to take it, though. And I think they're playing advantage here for offside. Yes, so they'll get another set to work with here.
Isn't it great footy to watch? Their feet move so quick, but just the passing A lot of it's even no-look stuff, and it's all off the cuff. They know what they're doing.
Touch made as Wynyard wraps around once more. Marshall out to Kai Simbolan. Simbolan with the wrap play. Marshall doesn't use him because it was a little delayed with an extra bit of pressure in the roll ball. Klein comes up to make the touch. Marshall, long pass. Bissett, great footwork back on the inside. Did he do enough to evade the second attempt there? I'm not sure he did. Yeah, good touch made in the end there from Chloe.
Yeah, good recovery.
So that saved a try, and with 4.5 minutes remaining, it could be a massive play from Chloe. Marshall goes long again. Well tracked. They try and pop it back towards the middle. And how important will that denied try there from Chloe and also the previous one with the forward pass ruled on Simbolan turn out to be? So up towards and over halfway now. Go the Panthers. Greach through the centre of the field. Good pace about this play. Robinson at speed, looking for Ruetti. They jammed in there, made a good touch. Osborne it was, I think, and stopped it. In fact, Harrington it is, who now takes the run. Bissett forward, they charge. Under 4 minutes to go now. Chatton looks for support. Simbolan arrives late. Now, wider still to Horro. Osborne out there. Zammit an option. Dummies to him a couple of times, and now Zammit in at acting half for Osborne once more. Slow down the play here. Bit of patience about the work here, Parramatta. Short side raid for Osborne. Very tall, very long. Couldn't quite get to ground quickly enough, though.
Big D set here needed by Parra. They'll want to trap him in the end, then they can get the guns on to have an attack. Try and level this up.
Scenario for Penrith is pretty simple here. Keep it simple itself with ball in hand. Get through the set, complete, and turn over well away from the subs box of the Eels. It's good. Looks to conjure up some clever work here for Penrith. They'll attack the grandstand side of the field, though. Quick hands, but I think it's going to be a touch pass. Yes, brought back. So not a bad set, but ultimately they probably would have preferred to have finished on the other side of the field.
Well done again by Bissett. That's another penalty there from Ranger getting in the ruck.
I think probably
Ben Moylan's going to have a chat.
Yeah, I think he's going to go.
Yeah, there it is. A forced substitution here on Ben Moylan. He has been in the wars throughout this match. So it won't cost them too much because another player now making their way back out there, but they probably would have preferred Moylan to stay on the pitch. Wynyard in an acting half. Mansour. Now Simbolan. Noong at pace. Wynyard wraps around off the left foot. A rifled pass here to Noong. Great footwork. Oh, Noong has set it up beautifully. Mansour slams it down. And that is just absolute clockwork from Parramatta.
He had no right to set that up. It was a really good defensive read, but then the footwork was just outstanding from Noong.
But even the drive before, he set it up with a sensational drive in, then readjusts into space, plays what's in front of him, and that is just a super exciting try to watch.
So 4 tries apiece and only about 90 seconds remaining. So Parramatta need a massive effort here in defence because if Penrith score, they probably won't have time to launch a counter-attack. That's gone forward surely from Angles Court.
Forward for me too, yeah.
Yeah, they're on the spot there, the referees, so the last throw of the dice might well come to Parramatta here.
That could be the Simbolan square up there.
I like that. Bit of alliteration, always welcome here in the box. Osborne tracking across field, looking to get those fresh players on. Harrington's been a real tireless worker throughout this match. Heavy contact on him, though. Nothing's forceful about it, though, according to the referees. Chatton picks up good metres here. Last play now, Simbolan, Wynyard. They've got to launch something. They won't get another shot at the line here, so this is it for them.
You want to get it over here, wouldn't you?
Marshall is under all sorts of pressure, though, so Penrith will get one final raid on the line. 45 seconds to go at Port Macquarie Regional Stadium. A great match so far. Level peggings 4 apiece. Now, surely that's gone forward. Well, they haven't ruled it.
Yep.
And they might have been very hard done by their Parramatta. This will be interesting if they score off the back of it. I'm sure there'll be a few protests if they do. Play on is the call for now, though. 25 seconds on the clock through the middle of the pitch. Robinson turns it back on the inside. Still live here, Greach. And this time they're going to call that one, which arguably was far less egregious.
touched and passed. Just don't know if that was the play for Penrith, that last-minute switchback. They had a bit of run. They got away with that forward pass up there, and we're going to end up here in a draw.
Well, there is the siren. We won't get another play at them unless they decide to go for a little raid as Simbolan has a cheeky little smile. In fact, it's Marshall.
Shorty.
Very cheeky smile there from Marshall, but great match from both sides. They threw everything at one another. And in the end, the battle for the West is undecided. We finish in a draw, 4 tries apiece. And I'll throw it over to both of you gents here. Mark, man of the match for you.
I thought Geordie Marshall played well, dangerous every time he got it. Thought Moong did really well. Hard to pick it for me.
Tim Robinson?
Yeah, I'll throw another name in there for Para. I think Kai Simbolan. He was very good. He scored that first try. He set up one there as well with one of the sinker passes, and he led his team around pretty well to get back in for that draw.
Well, we probably expect both these sides to be appearing in the Budgie Smuggler Finals Day tomorrow on Sunday. Don't miss a moment of the action. All live, exclusive and free here on New South Wales Touch Football Facebook. And up next, it is the Women's 20 division with the Dawson Dragons taking on the Hills Hornets. And touch off will be in about 5 minutes.